for splitting, I think I want to show you some concrete examples. So let's have a concrete understanding what I was talking about. Now you know random splitting, right? Just train test split. I put 0.5 half of examples to test data, half of example to training data. So then we don't. Now I have 4 reviews. This review is negative and from Amazon. This review positive from Amazon. This review negative from Netflix. This review positive from Netflix. All good. So if you do random split, it will choose any 2 as training, any 2 as testing. It's just randomly chosen. To say now it choose the first one and third one as the test data, as the training data. And each choose, if I print the test data, it will just give you another 2, the second and the fourth. Okay, that's easy, right? Now cross validation. That's where it becomes challenging. Anyone know cross validation? Why we need cross validation?
Would we cross validate to make sure the training data is like correct?
The training data like correct. I'm not sure what you mean.
I guess maybe I worded that wrong. Would we?
Yeah, no worries. Just let me have a big general introduction. Thank you for that.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah. The thing is, remember if we use this random splitting, you know, these 2 test example exist in the training data, right? Because we have to leave it for testing. So the cross validation said, okay, I want to include all the examples for training. But you know, if you put all the example for training, then you use use all the example for testing. It's like, okay, your models, we already have seen these examples, then you use them for testing. It's not fair, right? You should use some unseen data for testing. So cross validation has such ideas to use unseen data. But also separate training and to use all the training to use all the example as training data, but also separate the test and the training data. Let me explain, because it seems like a little bit conflict. How it do the thing? I have a board here because today I have to write a lot of mathematics. We have a lot of data, right? Let me make it closer. We have a first data point, second data point, third data point, then we have a 100 data point here. So if I use random splitting like this is for training. This is for testing. But how I can use all of them for testing, but also separate training and testing? Here is the idea. Let me group the not group this data. Let me separate this data into maybe 5 groups. So for the first, assume that our model would be trained in different iterations. So the first iterations, I take these 4 groups for training. Now I use the red color for testing. Okay, so this is be chosen for testing. So in the first iteration, at 1, we use, let me mark the group A, B, C, D, E. We use A, B, C. Is it a little bit small? Yeah, I think it's small. A, B, C, D for training, and use E for testing. In iteration 1, iteration 2, I think you already guess what we do. What we will do. It's like, okay, now I take maybe this for training. So I take B, C, D, B, C, D, E for training, and I want to use red color for testing. So here should be E, here should be A. So go forward. You will know what sorry, I think it's a little bit small. Can you see that? If you can't see that, just tell me. I will try to. Okay, so now iteration 3. I think I don't need to draw something on this graph. You can directly guess what I will do. I will do C, D, E, A, and I use the B for testing. And you just put E as testing, put A as testing, put B as testing. And in iteration 4, you put the C for testing, group C for testing. In iteration 5, you take the group D as testing. So that's it. That's the cost validation. Actually, everyone clear with that? Let me see the review. Mean K4 equal, I think, yeah, sorry, I think I missed that comment. Just a random question for task on can request the extension for one. You have to have reasonable reason to do extension. Otherwise, we can't approve that. Okay, so just leave this question after the workshop. Okay, so now I have to go back to the past tasks you have to done. How this cost validation relate to the past task? Let me go back to the past task. So it asks you to leave 5 property ID, right? I won't do the assignment for you. So now what I still want to use the previous example. I want to divide this group. I divide this group according to the property ID. Before, if you use K4, now if you randomly divide this group, what will you use? You use K4. K4 is from sklearn model selection K4 object. So you can define K4. Let's see the result. For K4, I don't need this parameter. So let me remove this. Okay. So this is the result of K4. It's like first example and third example for training. Let's say what's first example. First example is Amazon. The third example is Netflix, right? But how about we want to for the training data, I only want for the test data, I want to leave all the reviews from Netflix for testing. This is oh, sorry, I think I didn't share my screen. Let me go back to the sharing. Okay, so sorry. Now I just go from the beginning. If you just do the randomly splitting of the group, you will use the K4. The K4 is import from sklearn model selection. So now if you run this, it will select the first example and third example for training, right? Then it will select the second and the first for testing. Let's find what's the second and fourth example. The second example is Amazon review. The first example is Netflix review, right? So it will give both Netflix and Amazon review for testing, and also give the both Netflix and Amazon review for training. Now, what if I want make the training data only I just want the reviewers, Amazon reviews to be left for testing. That is the exactly same question as this, right? It's want to leave 5 property ID for testing. Now I want to leave the Amazon review for testing, or maybe Netflix review for testing. So what you can do is you use this called leave pgroup out object. So now you say, I want to leave one group out. It can be Amazon, it can be Netflix. It doesn't matter. I just want to leave one group out for testing. Amazon group or Netflix group. So I have to identify the group, tell them which example belong to which group. So you can see the first 2 is Amazon. The last 2 is Netflix. So here I give group 0011. So let's see the result. Now you can see the third and fourth example become training, and the first 2 example become testing. First 2 example is Amazon. The last 2 example is Netflix. So the first 2 Amazon review. So all the Amazon review become the testing data. All the Netflix review become the training data, right? That's how you can do the thing. Yeah, that's good. I just finished this. Any more questions? This is your past task. Yep, Margaret.
Lee, can you go back to your code, please? I don't understand one thing.
Yep.
Yeah. We call the model called CV, so it's cost validation, and then
it's not model. It's not a machine learning model.
Oh, okay. So you got an object, whatever you call it.
Yep.
And then data is what our data is. What does a group telling me? Groups in the array.
You know
0, 0, 1, 1, what is it?
Yep. Let me go back to my screen. You see here I group the group the data, right? You can randomly group this data, but in this case, I want to group the data according to the source of the review, Amazon or Netflix. In your assignment, you want to group this data according to the property ID. So that's what does it mean, groups? Now let me go back to the code. So for this code, you see 00, this is one group. This is Amazon group. 11, this is Netflix group. You see, Amazon, Netflix.
So what does 0 and 1 telling me? It's like 0, I leave it out, or 1 is I leave it out.
Anything you don't have to become 0011. You can become 22, but you have to make sure if it's Amazon, you use the same number, or you can use the maybe string as in SS. Because the first example is Amazon example, the second example is also Amazon example. First example, Amazon, second example, Amazon. So the first element should be the same as the second element.
So is the group the equivalent to our dimension? I still didn't get it because your data only got
what's the dimension you are talking about? You mean number of columns?
Yeah.
No, number of examples. We have 4 examples. So that's why we have 4 elements here.
Okay. Then in the assignment data we have I think we have a lot of data. Then it will be a lot, right? Yeah, that's the thing that I don't understand.
Yeah, the easy thing is you can do this. You can just choose and make in your assignment, you have a data frame, right?
Yeah, correct.
Then in your data frame, you have a property ID column, right?
Yes, correct.
So the property ID column is correspond to the source column here, right?
That is the target column to me.
It's not the target column.
Oh no, so sorry, one of the Yeah, one of the columns, one of the features, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to use it to group our data for cross validation. Yeah. So now you don't need to manually say 0011. You can just say, okay, I want to use this column. So just df.source. And you do that. See, same thing.
But how do I leave it out then? Oh, okay. Source is equivalent to property ID. That's what you say. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, got it. Okay. Sorry. Yep.
No.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. So any question for your past tasks? I think I'm very, very clear, right? So.
Hello.
Yep.
Do we use float key for task 1, question 1?
You still mean the past task?
Yeah, we use a key float for task 1 and question 1.
You use what?
Float key, you mentioned in the board, on the board.
We don't use cross validation. For use it, it's just let you use random splitting.
Oh, okay.
You don't need to use cross validation.
Yeah. Thank you.
And also, actually, if your model is optimized without many iterations, actually the cross validation is useless. But here is useful because let me go back to the splitting. You see here it makes the first group as training, second group as testing, and in the second iteration it made the second group as training and the first group as testing. So, but if you don't have an iterative process to train your model, you don't need this. You only need this. This is for your assignment. Your assignment said only print the train and test data set for the first iteration only. That's the reason. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Okay, so good job.